Hello, my name is Beth Daly. This YouTube channel is about mental health. I am just letting you know that I am not a professional. I have no authority on advice. I'm just merely sharing my life experiences. In today's video, I would like to talk a little bit about coping skills and DBT. Um, so I have this workbook. It's in not really very great condition, right? It's obviously been used. This is the DBT workbook. And where I live in Virginia, and where I live in Virginia, we don't actually have enough DBT clinic, so there's a wait list, and I've never actually been able to do DBT, but me and my therapist work on this together sometimes, and we'll also work on, there's cards and stuff. So the title is the DBT Skills Workbook, Practical DBT Exercises for learning mindfulness, interpersonal effectiveness, emotional regulation, and distress tolerance. So, in my experience, DBT is good for people who want to learn about emotional regulation, and a lot of people can benefit from DBT. Honestly, I have a kid, and I have used what I have learned in DBT with my kid. It's just really good to know how to self-soothe. So, mindfulness, most people have heard of mindfulness. The thing that I would say mindfulness is, the easiest example I have is cooking. If you're cooking a meal from scratch, it takes all of your attention, right? You have to put everything forward to make that meal. You can't be texting on your phone a bunch, because then your food might burn, or it may not get put together at the same time, and that's a really big pain. But, meditation and mindfulness and all of those things, there's a million different ways to do it. And whatever helps you the most, it could be going on a walk in nature and just seeing the leaves and thinking about the leaves and observing how the cold ground feels on your bare feet. Those are all mindfulness exercises. And it can look like different things for different people. When I had a car that didn't have AC, I was really, really hot, right? I used to tell myself that I was a really rich person in a sauna, and I was just, a lot of people pay a lot of money to roast, essentially, and that was I suffered, if you're hot or uncomfortable, you're gonna remember things, and you're going to be able to be aware of your surroundings more. So that's more of a mindfulness. The next thing that I would say is interpersonal effectiveness. I don't know if I'm good at that. I feel like I struggle the most in interpersonal relationships, even still, but I'm working on it. Emotional regulation and distress tolerance. Emotional regulation means, do you have rapid mood swings? Are you generally in a good mood? I am not. My emotional regulation sucks. I'm going to be honest. I work really hard, and I try to apply a lot of these skills so I can kind of lead a functional life. Stuff gets really overwhelming, if I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes, but I'm still here and I'm trying my best. So, some coping skills for me that might help you think out of the box. I'm flipping through this. Math. Doing math. That sounds weird, but doing math definitely helped me calm down. When I would do delivery driving, I would do math after the end of my shift, to calculate how much I made with tips and everything, just so I could not think about how stressed I was at that day, or how many things I did not have done at home that I needed to do. Like, it is overwhelming being a parent and working full time and everything else. So just to unwind and decompress, I would do math to calculate my hourly wage driving home, and that helped. For other people, it could be like going on a walk, or, you know, stuff like that. That helps. Here, for me, this book it says distract yourself with tasks and chores. So washing the dishes is something I have down as a coping skill, because have you ever tried not to just to make dinner after you're horribly depressed or you've had a bad day and your dishes aren't done? You can't do anything in my house without clean dishes. Like, clean dishes is like where we start before we do anything. Clean your room or house, or go help a friend with their cleaning or gardening project. I garden a lot, and I will make more videos about that in the future. But gardening has helped my mental health a lot. Clean out your closet and donate your old clothes. That is something I did as a family recently. We watched Marie Kondo on Netflix, and as a family, we all got inspired by watching other people, clean up their messes and how happy they felt afterwards, getting rid of stuff that doesn't spark joy. And it helped us all get in the mood to get rid of stuff. I have a lot of friends who watch hoarders when they clean their house. Whatever helps you do things that, gets you in motion, that's fine, find what works for you. Organize your books, CDs, or desktop. Go get a haircut. Get a manicure, pedicure, or both. Go get a massage. Wash your or someone else's car. Mow the lawn. Wash the laundry. Polish your shoes. Clean the bathtub and then take a bath. Water your plants or work in the garden. Cook dinner for yourself and some friends. Pay the bills. And I wrote down vacuum or sweeping. Like, if I can see, a room visibly get clean, it helps me feel a lot better. This is, I think, another step, like mindfulness. Like, I wrote down math. This one says count your breath, count anything else, count or subtract. And then some people have a distraction plan. And everyone's going to have a different distraction plan. This is what I wrote for mine. Ocean grounding. So when I'm really triggered and I'm having a hard time, I pretend that I'm at the ocean for the first time that I've ever gone with my daughter. I pretend that I can hear all of the noises, the seagulls, the barge, the waves crashing, children laughing. And I take really deep belly breath breathing techniques, and I do that, and I think about the ocean and the smell of the salt in the air, and I do that until I'm not triggered anymore. If I can do that. Clean or organize. Write down how you feel and wait at least an hour. This is a technique I've done on how to handle interpersonal conflict. What I will do is I will write exactly how I feel in that moment, and then I will wait 1 hour to 3 days to send whatever it is to see if I still feel that way or if it's fleeting. Take my dog outside. I used to play Pokemon Go, and I did write down water plants, compost. Write down I am enough on myself. Do a random act of kindness. Cry. It's normal. And then I used to work at a restaurant, so I said scream in the walk-in. And if you've ever worked in food service, screaming in the walk-in is so cathartic. And then this part says relax and soothe yourself. Relax and soothe yourself. So for what I wrote is wear scented oils, perfume, or cologne that makes you feel happy, confident, or sexy. Lie down in your local park and smell the grass and the outdoor smells. hug someone who makes you feel calm. And then the other one says vision. Find a place that's soothing for you to look at, like a park or a museum, or find a picture of a place that's soothing like the Grand Canyon. Carry a picture or photograph of someone you love, someone you find attractive, or someone you admire. And for me personally, like, my most relaxing place in the whole wide world is our local botanical garden. I love going to the botanical garden. I have walking meditation there. I feel so at peace at the botanical garden. We went there tonight actually to drive and see Christmas lights, and it was really nice. I go there a lot. I used to volunteer there. I get for everyone, you know, that may not be their favorite thing, but I like to carry around different perfumes. Like, I have one on my desk and I use them and they're nice. So, and then this says, with your sense of hearing, for me, I like to listen to a lot of audiobooks. I have like 4 different library cards on the Libby app, and I listen to a lot of audiobooks about history while I clean my house or if I have a commute somewhere. It's super nice to be able to catch up on books, because a lot of times with my disassociation and my anxiety, sometimes it takes time for me to get into a book and I can't really enjoy it because, you know, I'm just so distracted. So having someone else read to me and being able to, you know, speed up the pace of which they read is really nice, because even if I do disassociate, it's easier for me to come back if I'm listening to someone else read. That's probably not the case for everybody, but being able to listen to audiobooks or music or TED Talks or podcasts, like, that is 100% self-care for me. I am so into all of those things. Like, I watch YouTube videos and a lot of stuff when it comes to DBT or anything in therapy. You know, it's just getting to know yourself. And for those of us who have low self-esteem, or if we've been abused and we've survived childhood abuse, like, it's hard for us to really talk about anything. Like, it's hard for us to talk about ourselves. So the DBT manual and workbook, I really felt like it gave me a lot of things that I just can't think about, because people are like, well, what makes you happy? I don't know what makes me happy. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, my life was really hard growing up, and I'm so damaged from it that I honestly don't know what makes me happy. I know what makes me feel like I don't have a gaping wound in my chest all the time, you know? I know what makes me feel not triggered all the time, but is that an organic happy? I don't think I could ever tell you. I don't know who I would have been if, you know, my mom hadn't traumatized me and left me or other people in my life. So I don't really know what it would be like to grow up in a happy, stable, secure home. That I do know that I'm going to provide that for my own children, and I want to be a good partner. So I'm very motivated to continue learning, and I want to share my journey of learning techniques that help me be a better human, because my family was a terrible example for me. And I feel like a lot of adulthood is just examining what dysfunctional patterns did you experience before, you know, you started dating, or before you tried to get a job in a certain field. Like, if you don't address your childhood traumas, they're going to address you. If you don't talk about your feelings or handle them, they have a way where they'll just ooze out of your pores and they will control your life. And unfortunately, feelings, if you don't feel them, they have a way of feeling you. And I've had my feelings feel me. It is not a good time. I don't ever want my life to be ran by my feelings again. So, and feelings aren't always right or wrong. They're feelings. That's another thing to remember. So I hope in this video you got a couple ideas on how to handle, coping mechanisms, or maybe you learned something. If you are in DBT, what's your favorite DBT technique that you've put into your routine? What's your favorite coping skill? Drop down below, comment. People are gonna love to know what makes other people cope, because we are all in this together. And in a pandemic with another lockdown possibly happening, it definitely helps out to have new coping skills in your toolbox. Again, my name is Beth Daly, and I'm just here to share my mental health experience. I hope that you all have a wonderful evening or day where you are, and that you'll watch more. Bye!